Yorkshire Geek. Hey up, it's Steve from the Old Yorkshire Geek, and welcome to episode 120 of Friday Night Appointment with Fear. And this week we're doing Abigail, a new film from last year. That one, Abigail. It's no spoiler, it's about a vampire. I think when it first came out we saw the trailers and we didn't really know what it was about. I think, is she a demon or whatever? She's a vampire. So there we go. But before we start, don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. Right, we should be live on YouTube. Yes, we are. We should be live on Rumble. Yes, we're live on Rumble too. And we should be live on Twitch. Yes, we are. Huzzah! Also explore the description for various links for stuff like merch and me books, which I'll plug. I've got them out today, not under a pile of things. Silent Predator, a short horror novella. That's how short it is. A short horror novella about genetically engineered big cats eating people in a North Yorkshire village. And Mercury Rapids, a light-hearted sci-fi action adventure. That's a bit thicker, look. About UFOs, alien abductions and moon bases and all this sort of stuff. It's a lot of fun. Go check them out on Amazon, Kindle and paperback. Give them a whirl. I always say that. I've just knocked something over. I don't know what. Never mind. What else? I think that's about in it. Oh, my links also for my Patreon and stuff like that. Other websites. mercuryrapids.co.uk. Blah, blah, blah. Become a member and then you'll get exclusive access to the chat, the live chat. Also, early access videos, exclusive emojis, blah, blah, blah. I think that's about it. Right, so, Abigail from 2024. Directed by Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillette, or Gillette, I don't know. I'd never heard of them before, or since. But it's a really fun film. It stars Melissa, the gorgeous Melissa Barrera, Dan Stevens. I suppose women think he's gorgeous as well. He does steal this film, I must admit. With all his F-bombs. Every sentence just about has got an F-bomb in it. And I think there's, 200 and something F-bombs in this film. I've seen it somewhere. I've got it in my notes. Where have I seen it? What have I got my hand up there for? I don't know. 224 F-bombs. You know, the word and its derivatives. Anyway, where were we? Catherine Newton. By the way, Melissa Barrera. I don't know if I've seen her in anything else. She was in the newer Scream films, which I've not seen the new ones. I think I've only seen up to Scream 4. I think, but she's in the newer ones. Dan Stevens is from Downton Abbey. We're in The Guest, really good in that. She's been in the new Godzilla films. Catherine Newton. She was recently in the same year as this came out, she was in Lisa Frankenstein, which was one of my favourite films of last year. I thought that was really good. It's been in Supernatural, Paranormal Activity 4 and other stuff. Will Catlett, he's got a familiar face, but I don't know if I've seen him in. Kevin Durand, who's been in everything. Real Steel, Stargate. Oh, he's been in loads of stuff. Angus Cloud, the late Angus Cloud. I've not seen him in anything else. He's been in a TV show in the States, but he's passed away now. Silly bugger, took a drug overdose. Alicia Weir, who plays Abigail, and the omnipresent, is in everything, in it. Giancarlo Esposito, he's in it as well. Wingus says, have I said something? I don't know. Have I said a bad word? If I did, it slipped out. What else? Got a musical score by Brian Tyler. He's done a lot of things as well. It doesn't really stand out. It's a good score, nice orchestral score. it does its job. There's no like themes or anything like that. But anyway, at a budget of $28 million, box office of $42 million. I think that budget seems a bit high. Maybe it's just for all the famous people that are in it. I don't know, but you think other filmmakers, other companies would make a film like this on a much lower budget. But anyway, whatever. But I think it did okay. Let's have a look at the reception. What did it? Critical response got 83% on Rotten Tomatoes. So like I say, I think it had a good reception. It is a good film. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. Right, so we'll get on with it, shall we? We'll not be watching the film, obviously. We'll just go through it in a series of stills. May play the odd snippet. I'll still get a copyright claim because it's Universal. They always do it. They even did it on the other day. Reviewed the trailer for the new Jurassic World Rebirth film. Copyright claim straight away. You dispute it, saying it's a review, it's fair use and all that. No, they don't want to know. Dispute rejected. Anyway, whatever. Whatever. It's still visible. It's just me. I can't earn any money off that video. They get it all. Whatever. Right, let's get on with it, shall we? I will make myself titchy-tiny, but first I've got to... Where are we? There we go. Get rid of them for the subtitles that we might see. What else am I doing? Oh, I make myself titchy-tiny. I don't know what I'm doing. Which one is it? I can never remember. That one. Is it? Yeah. See, I've got loads of these little... Look, they're all over the place. Look, what do they all do? Don't know. We'll go with that one. We'll go with that one. I'll add it to the stage. Off we go, finally. Right. We begin. Good old Universal logo. There we go. Hinges Creek, like my joints. But anyway, so we begin with a red curtain and a ballerina. This is Abigail. She's coming out and doing some dancing. By the way, it filmed completely in Ireland for some reason. It's supposed to be set in the United States because they talk about dollars and stuff like that. I think it's supposed to be like upstate New York or somewhere like that. I think. But it was completely filmed entirely in Ireland. And the girl who plays Abigail is an Irish actress. Apparently Dan Stevens had no idea she was Irish. She adopts an American accent and he had no idea that she was Irish. From Dublin. And when I saw her name, I thought, she's Irish. I thought her name, Alicia Weir. I thought, it's Ireland, it's Irish. So it won't be pronounced Alicia, because Irish names are never pronounced how they're spelled, are they? It'd be something like Siobhan or something like that, But anyway, it isn't. So there she is doing Swan Lake. What's happening? Swan Lake we're listening to. So there we go. She's dancing to that. And then we see the lovely Melissa Barrera. We would do if it... Well, there she is. We see that she's got a bit of a candy addiction. It turns out she's an addict, an ex-addict. I don't know. Yeah, you ever an ex-addict? But whatever, she's an addict. She's clean, but, she had addiction problems in the past. There she is. So she's turned to lollipops. There she is waiting. A car honks. So she's going to go and get in the car. But you see first, she's got a gun. Ooh, stuff's afoot. Right, and while all this is going on, we keep cutting back to Abigail doing her Swan Lake. Giving it all that. Right, there's Dan Stevens. He plays Frank. All the characters in this are named after the Rat Pack actors. So he's Frank, after Frank Sinatra. Melissa Barra is Joey, after Joey Bishop. You know what? I didn't know. I don't know. I looked him up, obviously. And the Sammy Davis Jr., somebody named after Sammy Davis Jr., and Peter, is it Lawson or Lawton? I can't remember. And who else? Don Rickles. And there's another one, isn't there? Dean Martin. They're all named after those. They do have actual names. We'll learn them later on in the film, but they keep referring to them as that. There's Kevin Durand as Dean, I think. But they don't know. They don't know the names yet. They're given the names later. A bit like in reservoir dogs. You know, they're called Mr. White, Mr. Pink, etc. So they don't know their actual names. Anyway, Kevin Durant plays the muscle. Is like a gentle giant. He'll kill people and stuff like that. He's not a good guy. None of them are good people, really. But he's kind of a gentle giant. There you see she's got a little case with some hyperdemic nurdles. Yeah, I got it. Said it. Right. This is Sammy, played by Catherine Newton. We're going to see it. Oh, there she is. She's got a swear word on her hand. She's the tech. She's the hacker. So she's getting into the cameras. By the way, they're on the way to kidnap somebody. Maybe it's Abigail. We'll see, won't we? And that's Rickles, played by, I forgot already, but never mind. And there's Angus MacLeod. There he is as... which one's he? Peter, I think. Right, so that's Rickles, who is the sniper, and they're all waiting. She's doing like a dance thing. There's nobody watching her. Maybe she just likes dancing. In some theatre, which is in Ireland, obviously, because it was entirely filmed in Ireland. But as I said, I think it's supposed to be somewhere in New York. Because I think they mention the city of New York, but then they say you're not usually this far up, so I'm guessing somewhere in upstate New York they're supposed to be. But anyway, as you can see, she's obviously very wealthy. She's got a chauffeur with a big Rolls Royce. There you go, out she comes. This chauffeur's not very good, as we see, when he lets her in. There we go, he lets her in and then doesn't notice there's that on the bottom of the car. It's not exactly hidden, is it? It's there. You'd think he'd notice it, and it's beeping. But anyway, there we go. Tiny Dancer is moving, so they're on the way now. There they go, putting masks on and balaclavas and stuff. By the way, on the Blu-ray, there's a nice gag reel. I don't usually watch gag reels, to be honest, but the one for this is quite funny. Especially the one where Dan Stevens is doing this. The scene where later on, when we get to it, I'll explain it. But it's really funny in the gag reel. Lots of takes, we'll say. But anyway, right. So, obviously, Pete wants to have a relationship with Sammy, but she's not having any of it, obviously. Right, so in they go. She's shut everything down, all the cameras, and she's opening the gate. They're in they go. So now they're going in. They're just waiting for Abigail to come home. They go. They're waiting in her room. Melissa. Not Melissa. That's the name of the actress, isn't it? I forgot the name already. Joey. She realises it's a girl, a little girl that they've come to kidnap. She says nobody said anything about a little girl, but she says, well, whatever. So they're waiting there. Here she comes. She's on the phone. I don't know if she's supposed to be on the phone to her father or whatever. But anyway, I think she hears a noise but thinks nothing of it. Then they get her and they give her an injection. It knocks her out, and there she is. So they've to get her out now. But then people arrive. Look, oh no, they think it's her dad. It turns out it's not. It's not her dad, but they think it's her dad. Who is Christophe Lazare. I don't know, but it's supposed to be like a crime lord. Anyway, so they get out the back door, and they're running down, and they get out, and they pile in the van, and off they go to another house where Giancarlo Esposito's waiting. Mr. Lambert. We learn that Joey is the medic. That's why she did the injection and all that. But she was an army medic. But got too fond of the morphine, apparently. Right, so. Yes, I forgot that. Not Dan Stevens. Frank, she stabs him with a pencil in his hand when they're trying to get her. But Joey sees to him with her lovely eyes. I'm smitten with Melissa Barrera. Right, so here we go. They're on the way. Look, and not long before they get to the house. So here they go. As I said, it's supposed to be, but this must be Dublin or somewhere, I'm guessing. I've got the where is it? Let's have a look. The filming locations. The main house that they're going to go to is Glenmaroon House in Dublin. This is Sir John Rogerson's Quay in Dublin. That's where that is. The theatre where Abigail were dancing at the beginning is the Bord Gais. I'm probably mispronouncing this. Bord Gais Energy Theatre in Dublin. And the mansion in the opening scene that we've just seen, that is Lis na Carrig on Brighton Road, Foxrock, Dublin. There's even a postcode if you want to go visit it. Anything else? And various other places just in and around Dublin. So there we go. The alley, the library and the kitchen and basement sets were filmed at Ardmore Studios in Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland. So there we go. I wonder why they filmed it in Ireland. I don't know. I wonder if it says on Wikipedia why they filmed it in Ireland. Development. Let's have a look. By the way, it's loosely based on the film Dracula's Daughter from 1936. I've seen that, and that didn't involve a kidnapping. I don't think it did. I can't actually remember. I've only seen it once, but I can't remember what happens in it. But I just remember the woman that plays. It's not a kid that's Dracula's daughter in that. It's a full-grown woman, and she's very striking in that film. But anyway, that's by the by. What am I looking up? I've forgotten. Oh, why it's filmed in Ireland. Right. Filming. It's supposed to be Boston, right? Principal photography were in 2023 in Dublin, Ireland, with the setting intending to stand in for Boston. Though the city location is not made specific in the final film, aside from one character pointing out someone moved up here from Queens, and that's what I thought, because they talked about moved up here and said they'll say this far up, and Queens is in New York, innit? So I thought upstate New York, but obviously it must be Boston. But why were it filmed in Ireland? I don't know. Maybe it's just monetary. I don't know. Maybe Ireland has some good tax breaks or something. I don't know. But anyway. Anywho, make sure we're still going. Yeah, right. Where were we? Oh, right. Heading to the other mansion. So here they go. They've arrived. And they take her in there. Giancarlo Esposito's Mr. Lambert waiting for them. And so we learn that she's got a very wealthy father, and they're going to hold her hostage. A ransom, that's it. Hold her to ransom for $50 million. And he's got 24 hours. So they've got to babysit her now, he says, for 24 hours. So that's what they've got to do. And he gives them their names now. They see they've gone and taken her up to one of the rooms, and they've handcuffed and chained her up. And she's got a blindfold on. They put a blindfold on her. There you go. No real names. So Mr. Lambert gives them their names. And off he goes. He leaves then, says, I'll be back, in the morning or whatever. There you go, $50 million. So off he goes, and we don't see him again till later. Oh, he takes their phones off them, the mobile phones, cell phones, whatever. So they can't be tracked. So it's a nice little funny thing where she's saying, I've just got to send this real quick, and he grabs it off her. She's very sweet, is Sammy, even though she's supposed to be this tough-ish hacker who's from a rich family. She's like a spoiled brat who's rebelling against her rich family. So she does all this illegal stuff. She's covered in tattoos and stuff, but she's still kind of sweet, I suppose. But she's the boss girl because she knows everything. She's the girl boss of the film, but it's fine. She does get her ass kicked, so she's not perfect. But anyway, and obviously Kevin Durant's playing the big lunk is a bit thick, but anyway, and he's obviously some sort of junkie. I think he's supposed to maybe have had surgery or something. He's got a big scar on his head, and but there we go. He talks as though he's doped up all the time, Obviously, he takes drugs as well, I imagine. He did in real life, and it ended it. But anyway. Right, so there you go. He's telling him, make yourself at home. See you in 24 hours. There you go. Right, he says, goodbye, my pack of rats, because obviously he names them after the rat pack. And Peter, Kevin Durand, doesn't understand it. He gets it later on in the film. About 3/4 of the way through, he goes, oh, yes, I get it now. Anyway, right, so they're just chilling out now and waiting about. Oh, right, we're also told that only Joey, Melissa Barrera, is allowed in the room. They're not allowed, Abigail's not allowed to see them, their faces. So only Melissa Barrera, who's the medic, is allowed in the room, and she's to wear a mask and stuff. So she can't describe them, to whoever. Right, so where they're all getting to know each other. Yes, she does her trick, does Joey. She tells them all their backstories, and the betting money is $100 if you can tell me who I am. And so she does. There you go. She does it. She tells her, she's a rich kid, and she says he's the muscle, and he's an ex-marine. I think she just says, I won't say anything. I'll just say Semper Fi, and she says he used to be a cop, and she's right. And he's not a professional, she says. Anyway, so that's that bit. We see that I say he's the gentle giant, and he kind of takes Sammy under his wing, tries to protect her, and that goes wrong later on in the film. Anyway, so that's where she's telling them all their backstories and getting it right, pretty much. Anyway, there you go. We've got loose wiring as Dean. I think he's Dean, isn't it? Right, and that's where Frank comes in and says, she tells her that she's a junkie, which is why she's into candy and all that. But anyway, steals the show. It's got why isn't Dan Stevens a super massive movie star? I've no idea, because he just oozes charisma. He's amazing in everything. I think he is, anyway. I don't know why he's not a massive star. He is a star, people like Dan Stevens, don't they? And he's always good in everything, but he's not, you think he'd be like up there with like Henry Cavill and these other British movie stars, wouldn't you? Anyway, so she's going in to check on Abigail. She puts some mask. Abigail asks if she can take the blindfold off because it's too tight, and she loosens the chains and stuff. There we go. Makes her a bit more comfortable. Says, she's not going to let anybody hurt her and all that stuff. That's what she's saying. So they get a bit of a bond, but not really, but sort of. Anyway, there you go. I'm here to keep you safe, she tells her, and comfortable. And if her dad does as they say, they'll let her go, unharmed. But anyway. Oh, we also learn that she's got a kid as Joey. Anyway, so there we go. So they get to know each other. Right, so down she goes. What does she say? She says she's sorry about what's going to happen to her, because she's saying that they're going to get killed. And yes, they're all getting drunk and having booze, and Joey wants to know from Frank if Frank knows who her dad is, and he says he doesn't know. So he goes up to speak to her. Obviously, he doesn't know that Joey's taken the blindfold off. There you go. So in he goes, just goes in, doesn't know, and she sees his face, and he's like, "Oh no, you didn't see my face," and he's threatening with a gun and everything because he's horrible. He's horrible, is Frank. Then who's your father? And that's where she tells him it's Christophe Lazare. And so immediately he's terrified, and he comes down. He says, "I'm leaving. I'm going. Her dad's Christophe Lazare." And this is the scene. I think this is the scene. Yes, this is the scene that we're on about, where Dan Stevens did take after take after take, and he calls Abigail something else with each take, and see when we get to it. So it's saying, her dad's Christophe Lazare, so they're all dead. We're all dead, basically. But anyway, they all decide to stay there, and then you go. This is where it says, she hasn't seen our faces, and then he says, "Thanks, she has, thanks to you." And this is where it goes in. Hang on. There you go. He goes, this is the take that they used to walk in there to see Angelina Ballerina, but he went through loads of different takes, called a different thing every time. Sally Swan Lake and all this other stuff. It's really funny. They just burst out laughing every time. It's on the, as I said, it's on the Blu-ray and the gag reel. I wonder if it's on YouTube. Let's have a look. See if it's on YouTube. Just bear with me. Abigail, Dan Stevens, gag reel. See if it finds it. Just a minute. Rum-ti-tum-ti-tum-tum-tum. What does this one do?
Quiet on the set.
Shut up. See if we can find it. No, not on that one. Not on that one. About this one. What about the same bloody one? Where are we? No, that one's not on. Hang on, is this one? Maybe this one is. Let's have a look. No, it's not. Just bear with me. I know it's boring, but never mind. I can't find it, never mind. It was funny anyway. You'll have to just get the bloody Blu-ray, won't you? They cause all these different things, and it's really funny. Anyway, they decide that they're going to stay anyway because, like I say, they're getting a share of 50 million. It's like 7 million each they're getting. So there we go. So they're getting for 7 million they'll take the risk. Anyway, so they decide to get comfy again, and but it's obviously Frank's still not happy about it. But anyway, so they decide they're gonna rip it and post it. I can't rip from a Blu-ray. I've got a Blu-ray player on my computer, but I can't rip from it. I suppose I could have a go. I'm not doing. Give over. Anyway, so they set up, the keeping watch and stuff like that, and they put I can't remember. Rickles is up in his crow's nest, keeping an eye out, and all that stuff. Right there. So she's so they're going around checking things. I think they start hearing. She hears a noise from one of the rooms. This thumping noise. So in she goes, and one of this thumping noise is, and she finds this big, I think it's supposed to be a library or something. I don't know, a big, rotunda, and the thumping is coming from this, whatever. It's like a big window that's got a shutter on it, and that's thumping in the wind. I don't know, but it's thumping, making a noise. So she adjusts that to stop it. A lot of these books on library shelves that we see, they're actually just painted on. That was in the behind the scenes. It showed them putting on these fake, just painted on books. Hollywood magic, or Ireland, should I say? But anyway, there's a statue there. It's obviously supposed to be Abigail and her dad with his massive hat on. But for some reason, it reminds me of the statue from The Haunting, the original The Haunting. Don't know why, because it's nothing like it, but it just reminds me of it. That's what I thought of when I saw it. There she is adjusting that to stop it thumping. This is going to come into play later in the film. Remember, vampires, sunlight, etc. Obviously, it's the middle of the night now, so it's not much good now, but you can see it's casting a a moonbeam or whatever onto the floor. And that's gonna play later on in the film. Right, so off she goes. She's still checking stuff out, and then she comes across Rickles, and they agree to watch each other's backs because they're the military people. He's a ex-marine. She were an army medic. So they decide to watch each other's backs. They're the professionals, proper professionals. God, how they look at it. Anyway, you think they're going to kiss here, but they don't. But that's a nice old telly, isn't it? Bless it. Anyway, watching a bit of Woody Woodpecker. I used to love that when I was a kid, Woody Woodpecker, but I probably wouldn't now. Anyway, there she's watching that, and then she gets the jump scare happens. There we go, because that appears behind. It's I forgot his bloody name. Dean, isn't it? There you go. The Angus Cloud character. There you go. So he's wanting to get to know her better. So anyway, she doesn't want to know him, so she just boots him out. As Peter's fallen asleep, and Dean draws I'm going to say it, a cock and balls on his face, as we'll see here. He's going to do it now. Look, he's going to there he is. Look. But we don't know that yet. Little does Dean know. He's not going to be in the film for much longer. Anyway, he's having a wander about. There he is, having a wander about. And he hears a noise. He goes to investigate. Sees a scary painting. A mural. And then we see there's a young girl. Is this supposed to be Abigail, maybe? I don't know. But in another life. Yes, because it looks like her, doesn't it? Except she got like a thing over it. I thought she had blonde hair, but it's a scarf or whatever, isn't it? A Woody Woodpecker. Anyway, where were we? So it goes down into, this is obviously the kitchen, goes down to the kitchen, and he's going to get got now. There he goes, says hello, something grabs him. I see some rats, that's it, see some rats. And then there we go, something grabs him, and that's the end of Dean, Angus MacLeod's character. There you go, I think she hears him screaming, there we go, so she goes to investigate, and the others apparently don't hear him, but maybe she was closest, I don't know, but she goes to investigate, and she doesn't see him. And then she goes, sees he's sitting there at the kitchen table. He wasn't there when she went through before, was he? But anyway, he's there. And then his head falls off. Oh, no. So she catches his head. And then next time we see her, she's throwing up. Which I would be as well. And so, anyway, he comes down. There's Peter. I can never remember the bloody names. Kevin Durand. He comes down. Never mind the headless body. He comes down and she says, "Why have you got?" I can't remember the exact line. I'm like, "Why have you got a cock on your face?" Is it? And it's something like the first thing she says. His head fell off. Oh dear. There you go. Why do you have a dick on your face? There we go. Anyway, so that's his saying, "Go get the others. Go get them." So they all come down and they're like, "Ooh, his head fell off." So now they know there's somebody else in the house with them. They're going to be picking them off one at a time, so to speak. And they deduce that it's Christophe Lazar's right-hand man, it was just this legendary person that nobody's ever seen, called Valdez. Apparently, at some point, there were like these people that were going to grass up on Christophe Lazar, and the FBI had him in a safe house, an apartment. Somebody went in and ripped them all apart. And So they reckon it's that. But obviously nobody knows what Valdez looks like. So they're saying one of us could be Valdez. So it's like, the Thing sort of thing. 10 Little Indians. Is it 10? Or whatever. Sort of story. There you go. That's what she's talking about that. So they've got to keep an eye on each other now, I suppose. Anyway, so they're going to check on her. And they say she's okay. She's in there. I mean, we all know it's Abigail that's doing all this, don't we? We know it's so she can get out of her room, even though she's handcuffed. We know that she can get out, but they don't know that yet. Well, we don't really, but we do, don't we? That's what we're all thinking. Rickles decides, that's it, I'm out, I'm going. Peter calls him Wrinkles, because like I say, he doesn't get the joke yet. But anyway, so he's going out. But then we see that they're locked in, huge bars across the doors, and then so he's trying to get out, shaking this gate, this iron gate that's there. He even runs up against it, like that. Doesn't do anything. They can't get out. But then them shaking the door at the gate, it activates all these other security features. A bit like House on Haunted Hill, isn't it? The remake. So all these shutters cover up all the windows. So they're trapped, basically. They go, it's a trap! It's a trap! So, anywho, so anyway, she's going to check on Abigail. So, she's going to ask, how can they get out? What was that? What's she asking in here? She's asking, has anyone else apart from the man with the glasses, Frank, been in? He says, no, nobody's been in. So, and Abigail tells Joey that Frank told her that he had his secret, and that if she told anybody, he'd kill her, and that the secret is that he's Valdez, he works for Christophe Lazare, and that Frank's Valdez. So, anyway, there you go. He's Valdez. So that she tells her, he's Valdez, and says, what? You go, that skinny MF rips people apart. But anyway. So, by the way, Rickles is going to cop for it in a minute, because the part ways now, we're going to say, watch each other's back. So she turns her back for 2 minutes, and then she sees him again, and then suddenly he's not alive anymore. He turns round, and he's not looking well. He's had all his bits and bobs ripped off his face. So that's the end of Rickles. So anyway, so she goes down there, sees that she's all covered in blood, saying, what's going on? So where's Frank? And he comes in here. I think he's just been to the toilet, I think. There you go. So what's going on? You're Valdez. I'm not Valdez. She's messing with you. That's what he's saying to him. Anyway, Mr. Wrinkles is dead. Oh dear. Anyway, she believes her, even though Abigail's just lying to her. We find out, and it's we find out shortly that it's all part of Abigail's plan. There was no hiding, there was no kidnapping thing. It's all what Abigail's behind it all. But anyway, so they're going to go up and rough house Abigail and get her to talk. So that's what they're going to do. She says, well, I'm not doing that. You leave her alone, I won't let her hurt you. So he's going to... So in he goes. There's Peter points a gun at her, but I keep calling him Melissa. Joey just quickly disarms him. The biggest fella there. This is the only bit that'd have everybody woke, turn it off. But anyway. But this is where we see Abigail's true form now. She's getting herself out of her cuffs. She's watching. She's going, guys. And then suddenly, here we go. There you go. She reveals her true self. She's a monster. She's a vampire. They decided not to go with just regular vampire teeth. I thought they'd make them more, what was the word, primal. As though they're like vicious animals. But she's... yes, you're about to bite Peter, but Frank shoots her in the head. And, is that the end of it? Is that the film over? No, of course, she's fine. She gets up, look, just wipes the bullet hole off her head. And Joey, even though, it's supposed to be friends, and not let anybody hurt you, just opens up into her, look. Anyway, obviously, bullets don't work. So they go running. They've locked her in the room. They think she can't get out of that room. But obviously, they know now, don't they, that she can. Because obviously, they must be thinking, obviously it was her that ripped off Dean's head. And so she obviously has been able to get out of the room whenever she wants. But anyway, they don't mention that. But at least Valdez isn't here. That's what he says. And they said, don't you get it? She's Valdez. But anyway. So they've got to find a way to get out. They said to her, she's the hacker. Can't you find a way to, shut down the security system? He says, no, I don't know. I haven't got anything. Because he took the phones and everything, didn't he? But he says, there's got to be a control room, but they haven't found that yet. So now she's asking, what do we know about vampires? So they go through all the lore of vampires from films. I think they mention, there you go, what is it? Anne Rice, True Blood, Twilight. Very different kinds of vampires. And so they talk about like crosses and garlic and holy water and stakes through the heart and all that stuff. All right, they can turn other people into vampires, which has got there's a little twist on it in this one, but there you go. Oh, that's what she mentioned. Mind control. They can make you do stuff. So in this, if a vampire bites you, you kind of become their vampire slave, and they can mind control you. But if they bite you and then you drink their blood, then you turn into a fully autonomous vampire. Anyway, so we've got to go and basically try and kill Abigail and all that. So there you go. Tells him to go into the pool room and get the cues and sharpen them into stakes. It tells Sammy, go into the kitchen and find some garlic. And she goes, alone? Yes, alone. But anyway. And he shouts at her. She says, here, we've got them. Those are onions. So let's go. Kill as a vampire. And effing. There's a lot of effing in this film. Anyway. So, off they go. And what's happening here? Where are we now? Oh, there's Rickles, isn't there? I think she's not in the room. So I think, where is she? They can hear Swan Lake playing in the distance. So they go follow the music in another room, and they see Abigail dancing with Dean's headless body. There she is, dancing with Dean's headless body. So, by the way, Joey stayed downstairs. She says, I'm not going, you're going to your death, basically. That's what she tells us. I'm staying down here. So they've gone up without Joey. And basically, Abigail just beats them all up. Luckily, I don't think she bites any of them here. I don't think. She tries to, obviously, that she's actually found some garlic, look, but obviously garlic doesn't work on these vampires. But she starts beating up Sammy. Frank tries to intervene, and he gets booted across the room. Peter grabs hold of her, and so struggling with her there. I think Frank comes over again. Have I missed it? Oh, but before that, she gets Peter, and he's got this crucifix there, around his neck, and she pulls that off, and obviously it's not doing anything to us. The crosses don't work. She starts stabbing him with the crucifix in the chest. Obviously it's not deep because it's only a tiny little bit of metal in it, but it's obviously I imagine it hurts. Kind of reminded me of The Exorcist. That scene with The Exorcist. With the crucifix. It reminds me of that, but not as rude. But so he's doing that. Then Frank arrives with one of the sharpened pool cues. She just takes it off him and stabs him in the leg like that. So she's making short work of them, really. And they all run away. That's why she's smiling. I think she says to him, because when she saw Frank earlier on without his mask on, she says, he said to her, "What colour are my eyes?" He says, "I don't know, I didn't see your face." And then now she grabs hold of Frank and says, "What colour are my eyes, Frank?" Pardon me. Oh, I've just knocked something over. Tell me, I'm going to lose this. My little USB thing. It's for the car. It's got my music on for the car. And I brought it in because I've put some more music on. And I keep putting it places. And the cats keep kicking it about. And I keep knocking it. I'm going to lose this bloody thing before I'm done. I've knocked something else on the floor as well. I don't know what. Anyway. Dear. Bloody caps, tell you. Safety my ass. Anyway, right, where were we? So they all come limping back down. Obviously, she's got a candy look. Her look is super hot, by the way. There you go. Don't say I told you so. So they've got to work out another plan. So the steak didn't work. Yes, the steak worked on my leg. Anyway. So they've got to work out what to do. Anyway, so Joey says, "We know what does work. The injection she gave her. Remember, she had two hypodermic needles. He said that worked, and he's saying, no, that were just an act." And she says, "No, I could tell from her pulse and stuff. You know, she was actually knocked out from it." There you go. So they've got to knock her out somehow with that. Got to somehow get her to inject her. So off she goes. There she goes. She got it in her hand there. They're going to try and find her. Anyway. Pete, they've got these headsets, things like earphones with comms, and Peter doesn't realise he's still on. Says, "Oh, not that I'm actually looking." And then they say, "Channel's still open, dick face." Anyway, so they're looking for her, but she's going to find Frank. Not Frank. She's going to find Peter first, I think. Sammy finds what she thinks is a coffin. Maybe it is. I don't know. Or it might just be a laundry. She finds that. She opens it. But I don't know what. Is it? I don't know. Or is it just a? I don't know. I don't know what it is. Is it a coffin? I don't know. I suppose she could sleep in there. I don't know. Or is it just pillowcases and stuff? I don't know. But whatever. So she's carrying on looking. She gets all tangled up. Loads of bats come out and scare her. Yes, it's this bit. And all these bats come out. She runs away, goes through some cobwebs, and she's going, "Ah!" And then she falls into a pool. She must have been going pretty quick, because she falls right to the middle of the pool. Here we go, look. Ah! But it don't seem to like that, but anyway, she comes back up. And we see there's loads of dead bodies in this pool. And apparently, in the behind the scenes, they're saying even the people that made this pool, it's like full of food. It's full of like food colouring and obviously not real body parts, but to gloop it up a bit, the liquid, to make it look like gloopy blood and guts and stuff. And completely safe, but the people that did said, "I wouldn't want to be submerged in this because she's completely underneath it." Look, is Catherine Newton. So bless her, she's a trooper. Anyway, there she is in the middle of it all. Look, she's there. I mean, but whatever. Anyway, she gets back out. There you go. She's screaming. So they go running down, and she gets out. Then they hear Peter screaming. So I've got a splinter in my finger off the steak. So that's his Peter. No, is it Peter and the Wolf? His scream, because they hear him screaming again in a bit, and they think he's just being stupid. But anyway, so she's got there's this splinter. Look, just pull it out, man. But here comes Abigail. Look, coming out of the shadows, and so she's chasing Peter now. By the way, this house, it kind of reminds me of the house in Resident Evil. Just does, because it's got corridors and staircases, up and down. It just reminds me of the house in Resident Evil. There you go. Got her trapped in the upstairs hallway, and she's just going bursting through the door. Anyway, so he's running off. She just jumps. She knocks him. Is it this bit? No, it's coming up. She knocks him off there. Or is it Dan Stevens that knocks him off? I can't remember. Oh, it's Dan Stevens that does it. Dan Stevens comes through that door. Knocks him off there. Oh dear. So, anyway. And then he sees Abigail. He comes walking across. Going old school. It's like The Undertaker. Going old school. And by the way, all her movements, all Abigail's movements when she's doing all this, doing it like as though she's dancing, because she's a ballerina and all that. So they're getting, she's knocking them up and down, beating them up, just basically having fun with them. She says later on she likes to play with her food. She's choking him. Joey dropped the injection thing, the hypodermic needle. I nearly said it wrong. She drops that and it's gone through. It's slid on the floor underneath this thingy, this gate, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what they call them. Like on the lift. Like what they call it. I don't know. But it's gone through there. She can't reach it. Anyway. She bites Sammy. In a minute. Has she done it already? Have I gone past it? I think she bites Sammy on the arm there. That's it's not that bit yet, is it? I don't know. Have we gone past that bit? There you go. Yeah, she's flying. She flies now. Anyway, Peter arrives, dives on her, like that, and holds her down, and she grabs she manages to get the thing, and there you go, she injects her with it, and knocks her out. And I don't know how long she's knocked out for. Remember, I can't remember the time, or when, but we're told it's like 3:30 in the morning. I think it's round about this time, it's 3:30 in the morning. So, the sun will be coming up in, I don't know, a few hours. I think it's supposed to be in summer. I think we're filmed in summer. So, time will the sun come up, 6-ish, 5-ish, I don't know. Anyway, so, she's unconscious. Aye. And she's been bitten. They don't know what's going to happen to her. She's saying, what will happen to me? There you go. And say, I don't know. Because obviously, not all the rules apply, do they? So they don't know what's going to happen. Will she turn into a vampire? Don't know. They don't know, anyway. She's run out of sweeties. Anyway, so, passage of time. I imagine I don't know, an hour or two at least has passed, hasn't it? She wakes up. They've locked her in the, I think it's the bottom of the elevator shaft, isn't it? I think they've locked her in there. Oh, excuse me. Pardon me. Let's make sure there's no chats on Rumble. Where were we? And she's saying, "Oh, please let me out, please." And she's turning on the waterworks, and Joey says, "Come on, we don't believe it." There you go. So she says to him, she's asking, "Am I going to turn into a vampire?" And Abigail just says, "Maybe." Anyway. Oh, I forgot about that. Where's that gone off? Oh, I didn't even realise, but the telly's playing in the background, isn't it? Let me put the thing back on. What happened then? When did that come on? I don't know. Oh, I tell you. Just bear with me. Just bear with me while I find it again. There's always something, isn't there? I think it's that one. There we go. When did the TV come on? No. Because this... Is it going to come on? No, it's not going to come on now, is it? Tell you. Right, okay, so wait a minute. Try again. There we go. Because I did have that on earlier on. I remember seeing it, and at some point the TV came back on, and I don't know when. Anyway, whatever. I forgot where I was now. Oh, yes. They say, we're not going to hurt you and all that. She says, you were going to beat me up and torture me earlier on, and you didn't even know I was a vampire then. But yeah, well, whatever. And then she says, I've got, a deal for you. Whoever lets me out, I'll let two of you live. And she's telling them that it's all part of her plan. She brought them there. There's never been a kidnapping thing. It's all part of her plan. Lambert works for her and all that. And we learn that she's been a vampire for several centuries. And then she's going through the names now of who they are. Sammy is Jessica Hurney. He's Terence Lacroix from Quebec. There you go. Muscle for the Montreal Broussard family. Hang on. No, that's... hang on just a minute. It says his name's Adam somebody or other. I've forgotten already. Hang on. We'll get there in a minute. There you go. Former detective Adam Barrett. And she is... as I said... where are we? There we go. Anna Lucia Cruz, ex-army medic who became addicted to morphine. No, he's gorgeous. I'm sorry, she just is. But anyway, so she's basically mocking them, saying that they've all connected with her father's empire in one way or another, or a subsidiary of his empire. Which is why she's got them there. Anyway, but she's mocking them all, and so she says, if you let me out, I'll let two of you live. And it wasn't her father at the beginning; it was somebody else. But anyway, there you go. If you let me out, I'll let two of you live. And he's like going, which two? Anyway, and he says, it's, I've changed my mind, just one of you's going to live. Whoever lets me out will live. So they're all pulling the guns on each other. And she shoots, hang on, she's done it already. She shoots Peter, there you go, in the side. Says, you're fine, but, go behave. So they all come out. And Frank says, I'll keep an eye on her. She's going to go patch up Peter, you see. And she talks to him. She's saying, let me out, and I'll let you go if you let me out. I'm saying, tell me how to get out of this house, because remember it's all shuttered up, isn't it? He says, let me. And she says, if you let me out, I'll tell you. He says, no, you'll just kill me. And so he starts walking away, and he says, okay, I'll tell you, but then you've got to let me out. So he tells her. She tells him, she says, there's a book in the library, an Agatha Christie one, which I've forgotten the title of, she'll say in a minute. And there you go, bookshelf on the right. And then there were none. Obviously, that's some sort of lever or something. She says there's a passage that leads out of the house. And obviously, he doesn't let her out. He says, you're being, centuries old, you're still naive. And so she smiles at him. Don't let her out. Then she smiles and just kicks the door in. Or door off, should I say. She's saying, what's so funny? And there we go. That just pushes it, doesn't she? So she could have got out at any time. Like I said, as she said, she likes playing with her food. So, anyway, so she's out. And... yes, and she's going to get Frank, but as we see, the sun's up now, so it must be early morning now. She starts breaking the wood, and the sunlight gets on her arm. There it is, and it makes her arm blow up, her lower arm. No! So she backs off, and they leg it, but as we see, she starts healing straight away. So when she's out of the sun. So they grab that stake, and out they go. You can see the sun beaming in through the that window. They say, stay in the light. So they know if they stay in that light, they're safe. But they can't stay there forever, can they? Oh, and he's looking for this book now because he thinks this told him the way out. He finds the book. Obviously, nothing happens. He just takes it out. So he thinks there's going to be a lever. And it's just a book. She was lying to him. What does he say? That's what he says. Oh dear. What's this? Oh, this must be. There you go. That's on Twitch, isn't it? Yes, it is. Best viewers. Oh dear. Anyway, so she was already healing, so they've got to find a way to stop her, haven't they? Or at least find the control room. What they're looking for now? What they're looking for? I can't remember. What's she looking? Oh, they're looking for a way out, aren't they, or something? Anyway, we're going to break through this wall. Oh, she must have realised that that's a thinner wall, but obviously that doesn't happen. To run out of sweeties. Talking about her son, because she gave up her son when she became addicted to the morphine. Her son went to live with his dad, and she's saying, I'm going to go back and get him. And that's the plan. And he's like mocking her, saying, it's all an excuse. Just, he's basically saying, there's you're always playing the victim. Everybody always plays the victim. Just get on with your life. Just suck it up and get on with it. Anyway, she realises, right, so maybe she doesn't have to hack the system. She just find a power source. She can reset the shutters and stuff. I don't know how we do that. So they've got to go searching now. In two teams, so Sammy and Peter are going, and Joey and Frank are going the other. And remember, Sammy's been bit. She's taking a long time changing if she's going to change to a vampire. But Sammy's been bit, remember. But Peter says he trusts that she's not a vampire because he says there, look, I saw your reflection in this earlier. Picks that up. This is Chekhov's tray. It's going to come into play again later on. So off they go, looking for the control room now. I think they're down somewhere in there, underneath the house somewhere. It looks it, doesn't it? And Frank and Joey are up above somewhere. But anyway, there they are. He's been all nice and saying, we've got people outside who'll care for us, etc. So we've got to get out for them. We're going to find a power source, you and me. But now here we go. Abigail's putting a record on, and she's going to start dancing. And we're going to see that there we go. Sammy's injury, the bite mark, suddenly heals up. There it goes. And she's also got an alien tattoo. And she's gonna, as Abigail starts dancing, so Sammy starts dancing. Here we go. She can't control herself, and Abigail talks through her. Here she goes, look, and she gets poor Peter and rips his neck out and starts drinking his blood and all that stuff, and it's all gory, and. So she finishes off poor Peter, and then they have a little dance that we see Abigail and Sammy dancing in a bit. So Sammy calls, I found Abigail and all that. So they're going to investigate. But we see them both. So we see Abigail dancing. It's just landing on the bits, isn't it? There we go. And apparently Catherine Newton is what a dancer. I think she was actually a ballet dancer before she became an actress. And she did this really long, choreographed dance scene for this. Obviously they didn't use it all, but there was a fair bit of it. But anyway, so there they are all dancing. It's on the special features. Get the DVD, Blu-ray, whatever. So they're dancing away. showing that Abigail can control Sammy. Because Sammy's like a vampire slave now because she's just bit her. So anyway, and she can talk through Sammy as well. Anyway, so they've arrived, and they realise that Sammy's a vampire, so she's chasing after him. There you go, she comes running in, and this is where the tray comes back in. She's going to get her. Oh, there we go. She comes running at them, and then she picks up the tray, and just explodes poor Sammy just with a beam of sunlight. What's the gremlins, aren't they? These vampires. Anyway, that was whoa. Anyway, so that's the end of Sammy and Peter as well. Peter doesn't come back, I don't think. I think he's just generally dead. I don't think he turns into a vampire. I don't think he does. I don't think we see him again. Anyway, there we go. That door opens. And they go in. This is the control room through here. And they find Lambert's in there. They're hearing recordings of what they were talking to each other earlier on. So this is the control room. And there he is. And we see he's a vampire as well. So, you're one of them. He's one of them. So anyway, so he knocks out Joey and he offers Frank a deal. He says, become my right hand man, and we'll kill Abigail and we'll kill her father and we'll take over the empire, the Lazar Empire. So he says, all right, fair enough. There you go. Abigail turned him 2 years ago. Anyway, so that's the deal. So Frank says, yeah, what the hell? There you go. So he bites Frank, and then Frank has to drink his blood, and he's going to become a proper vampire, not a slave one. So, but obviously Frank being Frank, he's not a good guy. He turns into a vampire. There we go, and he immediately kills Lambert, who explodes, because there's a lot of exploding vampires in this. Here he goes. Just blow up, don't they? By the way, they had trouble with the blood in this, the colour of it, because they originally started using what they call it now. I forgot what they call it. That stuff that you use in America for all your sweet stuff. I forgot the corn syrup or something. Is it that? Something like that. They originally used that, but it looked rubbish apparently, or it was too red, or something like that. It looked weird under the light, so to get it looking more like dark, rusty red, that dark, that what's in the film. So to experiment with that, the Irish crew. But anyway, right. So obviously he's enjoying being a vampire now. But she picks up the steak, and here comes Abigail. Suddenly Abigail's a good guy now. Now the tables have turned, and Frank's a vampire. And he wants to kill her. They all wanted to kill her before, but whatever. Now the tables, they're going to fight, but he bites Abigail and starts drinking her blood. Is that a thing? Can vampires drink other vampires' blood? I don't know. For sustenance, but anyway. All the there you go. She opens. Is that an Atari? That's what I thought. She unlocks all the shutters and stuff. She unlocks the house, and she finds a phone. I think it shows it in this bag. There you go. There's a bag with all their phones, and she gets a phone back. There he's drinking Abigail's blood, and just drops her on the floor. But she's not dead. She's running out. They run out in. I think she gets out into the that rotunda there, that library. Right, she phones up her son. It's just an answering machine, so she leaves a message saying, I'm very proud of you and I love you and all that stuff, and I'm going to make everything better and all that jazz. But then Frank arrives, and they end up in the library again. There you go, throwing her about. But Abigail's going to come back in a minute, don't worry. There you go, he's throttling her. He could just kill her, couldn't he? But obviously he's playing with his food as well. There you go. And I think he does bite her. He might have bitten her already, to be honest. I'm sure he bites her. Is it this bit? Oh. She does get bitten. She does get bitten. but I can't remember when. There's Joey. So he's throwing her about, obviously playing with his food, and then Abigail, there we go, Abigail comes running in. Oh my, he threw her off, they were up above, weren't they? And he threw her off the balcony. But Abigail grabs her and says, if you help me kill Frank, I'll let you go. Says, all right then. So he's coming down. Oh, she says, to kill me, you've got to drain me. So they're fighting each other. He says, I'm not strong enough to take Frank by myself, says Abigail. So they've got to work together. That was the face plants poor Abigail. Doink. There we go. She's fine. She's a tough little girl. A tough little centuries-old, 12-year-old girl. But I think he impales poor Joey on that thing with a poker. Abigail gets up again, launches herself at Frank once more. Obviously, she's not strong enough. There you go, he starts draining her again. But then she's holding up, she's going to pinky swear. There was a thing earlier on where she said, will you pinky swear? And she does that again, so that's a call back to that. With a very clean pinky, isn't it? So, anyway. Oh, he bites her now, look, this is where she gets bitten. So, I don't know, it doesn't make it clear in the film what happens to you after you've been bitten by a vampire. So obviously she's his slave now because he's just bitten her. So she's going to be his slave. Happens quite quickly. Remember with Sammy, it took ages, didn't it? But anyway, with Joey, it's going to happen pretty quickly, maybe. She's going to be his vampire slave. But it doesn't make it clear what happens if the vampire that made you a slave dies. If you know what I mean. But anyway, I will get to that. So he picks up the steak and he gives it to Joey. And then she gets up, telling her what to do. So she's acting like she's his slave. There she goes, and go and kill Abigail. But obviously she doesn't. She turns around and attacks Frank. And then Abigail attacks him as well. And so she goes to get the poker or whatever it is from this bit of wood, and she pulls that out. So they're both on top of Frank fighting him, and this young girl swearing. This is Abigail saying this. Takes a long blinking time to learn how to do all the cool stuff. It's just swearing. Anyway, they stake Frank. There we go, and he explodes. So sunlight and stakes make him explode. Oh dear. So that's the end of Frank. So now, is Joey still a vampire? Is she going to be a vampire then? Is she still going to turn? Don't know. It doesn't tell us. Or because they've killed the vampire that bit her, is she now free of that curse? I don't know. It doesn't tell us. So, but anyway, so they're all covered in the goo. Anyway, but so they think that's it. So I'll let you go, but somebody's going to come now. Oh, hang on, what was that? Ah, right. I missed that bit. But you're fine now that he's dead. Right, I missed that bit when I was watching it earlier. So they do mention it. Right, fair enough. But then Abigail's dad's arriving now. Here he comes. In a minute. There he is. Lazar. Now, I think at the time of the film, when it came out, there were a lot of things going around the internet that he were Dracula, but they never call him that, and he never hints that he is Dracula. He never says it says that he's had many names and stuff, but is he Dracula or is he just a really old vampire? Could be Lestat for all we know, but I don't know. There he is, played by is it Matthew Good? I can't remember. Matthew, let's have a look. Yes, Matthew Good, who's a British actor. An ancient vampire, infamous crime lord, and Abigail's father. But is he a father? Because she'd said, I think she said earlier on that, or she might say it in a bit, I don't know. But we're told that in that room that they're in, the library, that were where she said, this is where my father turned me. So is he actually her father, or she's just a little girl, and then when he turned her into a vampire, kind of became a father, if you know what I mean? I don't know. Um, Doesn't go into that. Anyway, so he's gonna kill Joey with her amazing eyes. But Abigail stops him and says, "No, she were helping me, because Abigail's the good guy now. All of a sudden, and she was there when you weren't." And he says, "I came back for you." But apparently he didn't, because he's only come back because Lambert sent him a message saying you've got to come here. But anyway, so there he is, and so he says, "Okay, well you better go now." He shakes her hand. Well, he kisses her hand. There you go. And says, "You better leave now, because it's getting awfully close to dinner time." So off she goes. And the final line kind of reminds me of the end of Ready or Not. You know that film with I forgot the name now. Samara Weaving. The end of that, she walks out of that all covered in blood, doesn't she, and guts from head to toe. That's kind of a similar thing, isn't it? Which I think is mentioned in the trivia, actually. Something about Ready or Not they mentioned. Oh, here we go. The director referred to the film as Ready or Not on steroids. There you go. Anyway. It's obviously inspired by that, which is a really good film, which we've covered on, I think we did on Friday Night Upon with Fear a while ago. Anyway, so out she goes. It's night time again now, though. Obviously, because the sun must have set at some point, because he's arrived, hasn't he, as a dad, so he couldn't have gone in the daytime, could he? Unless he had a big cloak on or something, I don't know. But she comes out and she sees it's night time again now, so. Anyway. So she goes to the van. There's the van that's been parked there all through the film. She just gets in and basically just drives off. There we go. She finds she's got a lolly from earlier on. She had a lolly from earlier on, didn't she? At the beginning of the film. So she's got that. And so she's going to head out now. And there you go. She drives off. And that's it. There you go. In loving memory of Angus Cloud. Because he died in a drugs overdose. Silly bugger. I can't say, sad and all that. Shouldn't have done that, should he? Silly sod. Don't sound cruel and heartless, but, But there we go. That's the end of the film. It's really good. I really like that film. It's a lot of fun. And I wonder if that's I wonder if that's there, the statue. Right, I'm going to look it up. What's the main... What is it? Main house. Glenmaroon House, Dublin, Ireland. I'm going to look it up. I want to know if that's a prop. That statue of the stag there, or is it actually really there? Glenmaroon House, Dublin. See if there's a picture of it. Images. Let's have a look at images. Oh no, it's not there. That's a prop. Because proper photos of it doesn't have that. That stag there. It's a shame, isn't it? Never mind. Anyway, so they just drives off. And the film ends, and as I said, huge amount of fun. A really good fun and funny vampire film in places. Particularly Frank, just effing and blinding it all the way through the film. Dan Stevens, just always good in everything he's in, isn't he? Particularly The Guest. Watch The Guest, that's a really good film. He's good in that. Plays a baddie in that as well. So there we go, that's it. That's the end of Abigail. Give it a whirl. It is available on Blu-ray. It's also, I think I've put in the description, you can watch it on Prime and on YouTube, as I can buy it or rent it on YouTube. And I think it's on Prime. I don't know if it's to buy or rent on Prime, or if it's, actually I think it might be on, in the UK, I think it might be on Prime Video. You don't have to pay extra for it, I think. But anyway. So there we go. That's it for Abigail. Give it a go. It's really, really good fun. I really like that film. I think we're in my list of my top 10 favourite films of 2024. I don't know. Let's have a look. Have I got my list anyway? Hang on, let me get rid of that. Have I got my list? if I can find the bloody thing. Oh, okay, that was quick. Yes, it was. It was number 7. Abigail was number 7 in my top 10 movies of 2024. So there we go. Anyway, right. So we're all done. We're all done. We'll leave it there. So what's coming up next? We're on Friday, aren't we? On Monday. All right. So Sunday. Shall I do something on Sunday? I don't know. If there's some news, I might do a live news stream. If not, I might do another sketch, live sketch time maybe. Try getting to do more of them. But next Monday, for Magnificent Mondays, we're looking at Roswell, the 1994, I think, TV movie. I think the Showtime TV movie about the Roswell incident of 1947, UFOs, aliens, all that stuff. It is a good film, is this? I like it. Cal MacLachlan and Martin Sheen and various other people. So that's that. And next Friday, it's Valentine's Day next Friday, isn't it? 14th of February. So we're doing My Bloody Valentine 3D, but not the 3D version. So that's what we're doing next Friday, starring Jensen Ackles of Supernatural fame. We have a superb owl this Sunday. Oh, is it Super Bowl on Sunday? Is it? Oh, right. But that won't be till... That'll be after I've done my stuff, won't it? The superb owl. From my point of view, you know, it'll be like 1 o'clock in the morning or something like that, won't it? The superb owl. I watched it last year. I'm not a big fan of American football, but I watched it last year and actually quite enjoyed it. I watched it in bed. As I said, it's in the middle of the night for us. And actually quite enjoyed it. So I might do it again this year. Might watch the superb owl. But anyway, whatever. Right, so we'll leave it there. Thanks, Wingrace, for keeping me company while I go through Abigail. As I said, a lot of fun. Give it a whirl. And I will go and watch what do they call it? Friday Night Tights. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch that now. So, right, so thanks for watching. Wherever you are, don't have nightmares. Look after each other, and until next time, I'll see you there.
Darkness falls into roars. Old films you blocked. Hollow wars from the crypt. Tales arise. Yorkshire keep. Cursed night skies. Friday night, fears embrace. Eyes wide, hearts race. Grotesque fast, shadows near. Upon your wits fear, disappear. Specters haunt, screams at night. Vicious squeeze, endless fright. Legends told.